Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the beginning of the year reception and awards and scholarships presentation presented by the School of Aging Studies. My name is Ross Andel, and I'm the director of the School of Aging Studies. It's my great pleasure to invite you to today's virtual event. I miss our annual in-person event where we get to interact and share updates, and I look forward to hopefully going back to that format next year. First, because before we begin fully, I want to say how much I appreciate everyone's work during the pandemic. We've been a productive unit in all regards. We produce more student credit hours than ever. We publish high quality articles at a great rate, at least the same rate as before the pandemic. We get funded and we provide service to the college, the university, and the community. So before I proceed here, I would like to give the floor, give the screen to Dr. Julie Serovich, the Dean of our college.
Thank you, Ross. I appreciate that, and welcome everyone. This is always an exciting event every year, and it's one that I've enjoyed a great deal. And I too had anticipated, we thought for sure this was going to be an in-person event, but it's better safe this way. And so thank you for attending. I want to take a minute and just congratulate, well, first of all, thank those who have put this together, who organized and who are implementing it today. These are far more difficult, I think, online than they are in person to run. So thank to everybody who did an incredible job to make sure that this happened. I also want to welcome our new students that will be seeing today. I'd like to also congratulate our award winners and our scholarship recipients. Congratulations, you all make us so proud. And we want to, it's nice to acknowledge the contributions that you've made or will be making to the unit and to the college and the University of South Florida in general. I would also like to thank our preceptors. You do incredible amounts of work for us, and we are very grateful. And I know that you know that, but I'm aware of the kind of work that you do, and we're very grateful. And finally, I can't see who's here, but I would like to deeply thank all of our donors who contributed very generously to developing these scholarships and other award mechanisms that we have in the school. Without your assistance, you know, it would be so much more difficult to have a thriving program that we do right now. So again, welcome. Thank you for inviting me, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the show. Thank you. Go Bulls.
Thank you very much, Dean Serovich. Very well. Okay. So first, I'm trying to, let me get to the next slide. Okay, very good. So thank you again. First, before we get to the program, I wanted to invite our new faces to say a few words. I would like to start with our two new PhD students. Chris Calfee, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. My name is Chris. I did my undergraduate degree at University of Florida in behavioral and cognitive neuroscience. And my research interests in general are in cognitive aging and non-invasive interventions to prevent age-related cognitive decline. And it's nice to meet you all.
Go ahead. Okay, very good, thank you. Cassidy, take it away.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cassidy Doyle. I graduated this past May with my bachelor's from Penn State. It was in Human Development and Family Studies. And up until this point, I've been a caregiver. I've worked in hospice. I also worked on a grant project called Age Friendly Care, where we promoted an age-friendly health system in Pennsylvania. And it led me here, where I'm hoping to study non-pharmacological ways to help people living with dementia and their caregivers. And I'm just excited to be here and excited to meet everyone.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Next, I wanted to introduce our two new postdoctoral fellows that we have in the department. I am having a good time here switching. There we go. Switching the slide. So we have Sarah Hackett and Claire Smith. So Sarah, go ahead, take it away.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sarah Hackett, and I'm a postdoctoral research scholar here in the School of Aging Studies, and I have a PhD in gerontology from Miami University in Oxford, Ohio. I'm working with Dr. Lindsay Peterson, first to investigate how the pandemic has affected persons living with dementia in skilled nursing and assisted living facilities, as well as to identify ways that we can better support family caregivers of persons living with dementia with emergency and disaster preparedness planning. Very nice to meet you all.
Thank you very much. Claire?
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Claire Smith. I just graduated with my PhD in industrial organizational psychology from Bowling Green State University up in Ohio. So I'm really liking being down in Florida now. And I'm here working with Dr. Sumi Lee. I'm part of a grant that's looking at sleep health and how it connects to cardiovascular disease. And I usually study worker well-being and health. So yeah, I'm very excited to be here. Nice to meet everyone. Thank
you very much, Claire. We also added a visiting instructor to our ranks, Amy Corbin. Go ahead, Amy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Amy Corbin. I actually got my master's in gerontology and social work from USF. I've been an adjunct instructor with this department since spring of 2018, and I'm super excited to take on this larger role with the department. I look forward to working with everybody much more closely.
Thank you very much. Before I get to the report about our school, I wanted to touch on something that happened between our last reception and this one. Continue to have a little trouble advancing the slides, unfortunately. Yeah. On January 1st, 2021, we lost our colleague, Dr. Kathy Heyer. Kathy was a huge part of the School of Aging Studies. She was super passionate about her work. She gave energy to her students and her colleagues. Some could say that she almost gave too much energy to us sometimes. And those who worked with Kathy know what I'm talking about. It was so great to have her around, and we miss her. We miss her commitment to an important area of aging, public policy, particularly her passion about working to improve quality of long-term care. So, Kathy, we miss you. We do have an event coming up on the next slide. It's a celebration of life, and it's a scholarship fundraiser. We hope to bring together people who knew Kathy, have them in one room, and have them interact. It's not going to be, there are not going to be any presentations. It's really for everyone to talk and reminisce about how they knew Kathy and what they were doing with Kathy. So I hope you get to attend this event. It's on November 7th in the afternoon. It's co-sponsored by Kathy's husband, Jim Soley. Okay, next, yeah. So now to the to what we're about. We continue to strive for excellence in applied aging research and education. We focus on aging and health, cognitive health and Alzheimer's disease, public policy and long-term care, and aging and health disparities. We are in our 54th year. We have a master's program that's just as old, and we have a PhD program that started in 1994. So we have 11 full-time faculty, 15 PhD students, 3 staff members. We employ 3 to 5 adjuncts, although lately it's been more than that, and we have about a dozen part-time employees. The next slide, we have a little bit about our undergraduate education. We reach about 4,000, if not more, undergraduate students, not necessarily as our majors. We really don't have that many majors, but students like taking our classes for one reason or another. It could be because we offer a good number of general education classes that are required, and but still, students have different opportunities, and they do seem to gravitate towards our classes. On the next slide, we've been able to grow our student credit hour production quite a bit over the past few years, going from about 10,000, maybe 10,500 to about 14 in 2017 to some 14,000 in 2021. Next slide. And we've been also, correspondingly, we've been able to generate a good amount of tuition revenue, going from over $1.5 million to close to $2.5 million in this past academic year. So we have 6 courses certified at enhanced as part of the enhanced general education curriculum at USF. We contribute in a number of ways, including these areas. So we have a high impact practice class, research methods in aging. Despite being a research methods class, it enrolled really well. Potentially because high impact practice classes are rare still at USF, but we have other classes again that offer good quality, interesting education that students seem to gravitate towards. For the most part, we have Dr. Brianne Stanback to thank for developing these classes for us. Really the increase is probably largely due to the general education curriculum. Unfortunately, Brianne moved on to a different position, but she remains a friend of the School of Aging Studies, and we look forward to finding a good instructor in her place who can continue her legacy and help us continue to grow. We have currently, as far as our majors and minors, we have 19 aging sciences majors, 17 long-term care administration majors, and we have 63 aging sciences minors. And the minors have grown quite a bit, and we're working on increasing our number of majors. But again, we don't have a problem filling our classes, fortunately, so we're doing very well on that front. There are 2 of our recent graduates, Veronica Lugo and Kaylee Hanley, both graduated with degrees in long-term care administration, and both found jobs pretty quickly, and they certainly enjoyed their experience. This is taken from our social media, which reflects what we do quite a bit. I'll come back to that. Megan Anthony, our academic program specialist, has been instrumental in increasing our visibility on the social media, but also in greatly supporting what we do at the undergraduate level and the graduate level, in fact. So she keeps us moving forward as a well-oiled machine, and we really appreciate it. If you're interested, these are the links for social media sites. At the graduate level, we have a Masters of Arts in Gerontology. This is the oldest graduate program in gerontology in the United States. It provides comprehensive education about aging. It can be taken fully online. We have 15 students enrolled, and 10 of them joined the program just this year. So the program is picking up speed. At the same time, we started a new master's program, Masters of Sciences in Applied Aging Sciences, which is designed to train students to work with older adults. Again, it's fully online. We accepted our first class of students in 2020. We already graduated 3 students with the Masters of Science in Applied Aging Sciences, and we have 9 students currently enrolled. We also have a graduate certificate in Clinical Aging Sciences with 11 students in it. This degree provides clinically relevant education. It helps people understand age-related issues from a broad perspective, and it helps them work with older adults effectively. As far as our PhD program, it's a campus-wide interdisciplinary research training program where we train future researchers and academics and government workers in different areas of aging. Just this past year, we graduated 5 of them. Hillary Rose, Maureen Templeman, Victoria Marino, Dylan Jester, and Amy Marie Tetlow. All of them did quite well on the job market. Dr. Hillary Rose is a clinical excellence lead at CiteRx. She chose to go straight into the industry. Dr. Victoria Marino is a postdoctoral research fellow at Boston University. Dr. Maureen Templeman is assistant professor of gerontology at Missouri State University. Dr. Dylan Jester is the NIH T32 postdoctoral fellow at the University of California, San Diego. And Dr. Amber Tetlow is postdoctoral research fellow in ICAS School of Medicine at Mount Sinai. So that much regarding our education. In terms of research and funding, first regarding funding, we submitted 23 grant proposals this past year, which generated over $500,000 in grant funding for the year. And in terms of total sponsored research expenditures, we were at about $840,000, which is relatively high for us compared to most years, except for last year where we were even higher. Also important is that most of our funding comes from the NIH and the Cancer Institute, which are among the most prestigious sources of external funding. We also published at a high rate. Again, as is custom for the School of Aging Studies, we published over 100 articles in various scientific journals. These are peer-reviewed publications. We've presented, although not to the same extent and mostly virtually. As always, we have high presence at the most important conference to our school, that's the Gerontological Society of America. But again, it was a virtual conference. We hope to have more exposure this year when we still seem to be having the conference in person, which is wonderful. Among awards and accomplishments, for the sake of keeping it short and brief, I will highlight probably the biggest accomplishment of the school, which is to have Dr. Bill Haley appointed as the Distinguished University Professor. We also had a number, our PhD students did really well in terms of their awards. We had a number of dissertation completion awards. They got awards from different conferences. It was a really great year for our PhD program. We had a pretty busy Distinguished Lecture Series. We brought in Dr. Keith Whitfield, who's president of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, a world-renowned researcher in health disparities in aging. We brought in Karen Fingerman from University of Texas, Austin, Alice Bonner from Johns Hopkins, James Appleby, and Cheryl Zimmerman. James Appleby, the CEO of the Gerontological Society of America, and Cheryl Zimmerman, who is at Kenan Flagler Bingham, who's a distinguished professor. Okay, there. Okay, as you see, most of our work went online during this time. There's just an example of one lab, the Stealth Lab, led by Dr. Lee, where meetings are held online, and but again, we continue to do a great job moving the research forward. We have a few more awards here. We had two researchers, two faculty from our department, Dr. Deborah Dobbs and Daniel Meng, receiving awards from the Florida Department of Health. Dr. Dobbs worked as Secretary of Social Research Policy and Practice Section of the Gerontological Society of America. We finally welcomed Dr. Kathy Black to our midst. She's a well-recognized name in age-friendly communities and other research areas. And we do a good amount of work in terms of community outreach. There were over 8,000 hours of community service by our interns. We provided about 70 hours of community service through the Student Association for Aging Studies, which is an association that brings together students from all ranks of gerontology. It's mostly led by our PhD students, but it welcomes students again from the undergraduate ranks as far as our as well as our master students. The Sigma Phi Omega members, who were at the undergraduate level, also provided about 50 hours of community service over the past year. It's just an example of what Sigma Phi Omega has been up to. With social isolation has been a huge issue for older adults during the pandemic, and Sigma Phi Omega members were trying to address it through their activities. Similarly, just one activity from our Student Association for Aging Studies, one of their common activities is Meals on Wheels, where it started in 2005 and it's been going despite the current restrictions with the pandemic. And our students are committed to it, and it's really great to see. So they load up the car, drive around, do their best to keep things safe, and provide great service to our seniors. Finally, I would like to thank our community partners, Leading Age Florida, Reliance Medical Centers, Covenant Care, Humana, Florida Healthcare Association, ARP Florida, Florida Department of Elder Affairs, Aging Life Care Association, Affinity Living Group, and Stetson University College of Law. Of course, I would also want to recognize our scholarship providers and our donors. We have the Dick Russell Memorial Endowed Scholarship in Long-Term Care Administration, Kenneth and Peggy Sponigal Endowed Scholarship, Harold Shepard Endowed Memorial Scholarship, Latin American and Caribbean Book Scholarship, the Tollett Family Endowed Scholarship in Gerontology, Kimberly Jane Harris Endowed Scholarship in Long-Term Care Administration, Edward and Mildred Greeley Endowed Fellowship in Aging Studies, Wiley Magnum Scholarship in Gerontology, and the Wolowiec Scholarship in Aging Studies. We also received support from Arthritis Foundation Research Fund and from the Pinellas Community Foundation Fund. And we're extremely grateful for that support. It's a great motivation to our students to receive these scholarships, and the support has been able to keep our research going as well. What we want to do in the following year, we want to build on our success in educating a large number of the undergraduate population at USF. We cannot really know the exact number, but with the numbers that we see at about 4,000 students, that's a chunk of the overall USF population. So we want to continue to provide high quality education. We want to see if we can develop at least one more new class, maybe not in the upcoming year, but have something in the works for the following year. We're working on a non-credit earning certificate that should be a college-wide effort, and I'm really looking forward to developing. It'll be hopefully improving police training for our fellow police officers. So that would be the plans for education. In terms of research, we have some really interesting projects within our unit that I hope will get funded in this upcoming year. And as always, we look forward to being able to do even more in the community as we start to control the pandemic. Well, before, so the next portion of this event is at least the announcement of scholarships. I would like to start by announcing two of our faculty awards. We have the Sue Saxon Outstanding Teaching Award that's given to instructors who provide exceptional service to our students throughout the year. Normally, this award is given to one person who contributed the most during the past year. This year, we decided to award it to all our adjuncts. This has been a difficult year for faculty and our PhD students who teach, but the help we've been getting from our adjuncts was just exemplary. I don't see how we could deliver the classes that we've delivered over the past year without the help of our adjuncts. So we have each of the adjuncts will receive a plaque. It's Amy Corbin, Shannon Runch, Michelle Pleasant, Ben Cartenuto, Judge Holder, Elise Valdez, and Mary Jean Eaton. Thank you so much for being with us, helping us through the pandemic, and helping us deliver the many classes that you did. The second award is the Wiley Magnum Outstanding Service Award. We have normally, again, we have just one recipient of the award. This year, we went with two. First, it's Sonia Humphrey, who is our IT help. What did we need more than IT help this last year? I don't know. She's been so good, just answering our calls immediately, being able to fix even the most tricky problems. And again, I don't know how we could deliver education online without someone like Sonia. So thank you very much, Sonia. The second recipient is Brianne Stanback, who has been around helping pretty much everyone who asked for help. So it's not that she's just delivering her own classes, but she's been out there for our PhD students, for our instructors, helping them through the pandemic and through different issues, whether with Canvas, some student issues, and so on. So thank you again. So those are recipients of the faculty awards. And now to continue, I would like to have Lindsay Peterson announce our other awards and scholarships.
Hello. It is my enormous honor to be able to name our award winners right now, our fellowship and scholarship award. We give these to undergraduate students, master's students, and graduate students. We have 6 awards. They are all given with a combination as we decide who to give these awards to. We consider many different things. We consider need, but most of all, we consider achievement. And so I'm very proud to first announce the winner of our Kimberly Jane Harris Endowed Scholarship in Long-Term Care Administration. This goes to one of our long-term administration, nursing home administration students in our bachelor's program, and the winner is Crystal Hosea. Next, we have the Wiley P. Mangum Scholarship in Gerontology, and this scholarship is named in honor of one of our former faculty members, one of our first faculty members, Wiley P. Mangum. And this award goes to Carly Deason. Next, the Harold L. Shepard Endowed Memorial Scholarship, which is named in memory of one of our former faculty members, Harold Shepard. And the recipient of this scholarship is a master's student, Charity Lewis. We also have the Kenneth E. and Peggy Sponigal Endowed Scholarship that is going to a master's student this year, one of our online students, Deborah Morris. And then we have two other scholarships that are going to PhD students. One of them is the Edward and Mildred Greeley Endowed Fellowship, which is going to, actually we're splitting it between two students in the coming year, Christy Nelson and Carly Vogel. And the Wallowek Scholarship in Aging is going also to Christy Nelson, one of our PhD students. So congratulations, all of you. We are so proud to have you in our program. Next, I'm going to announce the awards that we give to people who work with us, people in the community who make such a difference for our program. We would not be able to do any of this without them. First, our award, I'm going to announce the award for the outstanding alumni who graciously came to our campus before the pandemic started, when we were able to do all of this, and gave a lecture and met with students and opened people's eyes up to opportunities in gerontology education. And this is going to Elizabeth Bergman. She's our PhD graduate and a master's graduate. She graduated from the University of South Florida from our program in 2008, and she is now chair of the Gerontology Institute at Ithaca College. Our Community Partner of the Year award is going to Steve Ballmer, who is president and CEO of Leading Age Florida, which is an association of mission-driven long-term care organizations and facilities. Leading Age has worked so closely with us on developing programs and helping our program grow, and we are so, so grateful to Leading Age and to Steve for his leadership in this, in helping us do all this. Next, I'm going to announce the winner of a new award that we have this year, and this is in the name of Dr. Catherine Heyer, whom Dr. Andel told you earlier passed away in January. The Catherine Heyer Professional Mentorship Award is to honor someone in the community who is working to help our students succeed. We work real hard to try to help our students transition from the School of Aging Studies into the community, and this award recipient has done so much to mentor students, to talk to students, to help them find jobs, to help them develop their resumes. So the winner of this award is Ben Carrot-Nudo, who you might have heard earlier. He also is one of our adjunct professors and has received one of the awards, one of the Excellence in Teaching awards. So thank you, Ben, so much for everything you do for us. I'm moving on now to say thank you to the people in the community who take our students in for internships. The past year has been unbelievably difficult for everybody, but for these providers, it has been especially difficult because they work directly with older adults, and many of them work with vulnerable older adults. We have several administrators in nursing homes who over the past year, despite all of the difficulties with the pandemic and long-term care, agreed to take our students in and they enabled our students actually to graduate with their degrees in long-term care, and also to sit for the licensing exam to become administrators themselves. So I want to thank Elizabeth Donfila, Reginald Eldridge, Sue Reynard Suriano, Anna Marie Owens Wicker, Samantha Vooslu, who, by the way, was recently named as Administrator of the Year by the Florida Healthcare Association and is a recipient of our Alumni of the Year award from 2 years back. Also Scott Allen, who received our Community Partner of the Year award 2 years ago. Daniel Frendon and AJ Kuzmirs. These, as I said, these are nursing home administrators who agreed to take our students into their facilities to help them finish up the program, to learn how to become nursing home administrators, and to get the qualifications they need to sit for the nursing home licensing exam. And it's an enormous commitment, and we are so grateful. Next, I want to thank the organizations and the individuals who helped our aging sciences students begin to get experience in the field working with older adults. And these students are those who may be going into fields where they'll be working with adults in the community. And so these are the community-based providers who work with us. I'd like to thank Kristen Brown of Tribe Seminole Heights, Jessica Agee of Concordia Village, Becky Ford, Carolina Montoya, and Lorena Milkey, all of Seniors in Service of Tampa Bay, Jocelyn Flieger, who is with Elder Care Services in Tallahassee and was one of our first remote internship providers this year, and because of her help, it went beautifully. And finally, Michelle Cronin, who is with Unison Senior Living in Tampa. So thank you so much, all of you who help us run our programs. As I said, we could not do any of this without you, and thank you and congratulations to our award winners.
Okay, very good. So moving along, if we could have Dr. Dobbs say a few words about Sigma Phi Omega.
There, I think. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I have been for several years now the faculty advisor for Sigma Phi Omega, and it is a combination of, you know, I know Dr. Gandel said earlier it's more undergraduate, but actually this year the officers were, the president was Christina Mew. This past year was president, and Daniel Pupo was, he was vice president / treasurer. We were in the midst of, you know, needing new officers and leadership because everyone had graduated. That's sort of how Sigma Phi Omega goes. It ebbs and flows with membership. And they really stepped up and were so organized and we met virtually regularly every month. You saw the slides with the card writing program. We had some of the members in SPO were, Abjur is one of our interns, here's one of the interns in our program, and he was placed somewhere where we went to and did the card writing project this year. That was a big push. Other officers, in addition to Christina and Daniel, were Leo Camayo. He was a student liaison rep, and Rachel Cozan was the secretary. And we voted in new officers for this coming year. Now Rachel Cozan is the president, and the vice president treasurer is Leo Camayo, and we have a secretary, Michael Buxton. And they have already been meeting over the summer, being busy. There was a transition to Bulls Connect. They keep changing, you know, it was Bulls Sync, now it's Bulls Connect. But they're just keeping it going. And I think we had 4 or 5 new members join SPO over the summer, ask about it. So I will be sending announcements to all faculty and instructors to please post our informational and recruitment flyer for the organization. You have to be a major or a minor in one of our programs here on campus. So I look forward to more people joining the organization.
Thank you very much. we can have chair of our Student Association for Aging Studies, Monica Nelson, say a few words. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Monica Nelson. I'm a third-year PhD student in the School of Aging Studies, and I'm also the president of the Student Association for Aging Studies. We are excited for the start of the new school year and look forward to welcoming enthusiastic students to participate in our events. SAS focuses on providing support to current and future students interested in aging studies. We reach out to the aging community through service, research, and advocacy. In addition, we provide an open forum to discuss research and ways to become involved in the field of aging. Some examples of events and service opportunities we participate in include delivering food for Meals on Wheels, walking in the annual Walk to End Alzheimer's, and collecting donations for the holiday food drive. To learn more about the organization, events we are planning for the fall semester, and how you can get involved, please join us for our first meeting of the semester on Tuesday, September 7th at 3:30 p.m. in MHC 1506, or you can join us via Microsoft Teams. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to me for more information. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Monica. Lindsay, can you tell us about Forever Friends?
Yes, I would be happy to. We have a new club on campus. We want to welcome Forever Friends. This is a student group that is made up largely of speech pathology students, and it was in communication sciences and disorders. And when Michelle Bourgeois, who was their faculty advisor, retired, we very happily inherited this program because their mission is to work with older adults, particularly in long-term care, in facilities that might not get a lot of attention, and they go in to these facilities and work with the adults, the older adults there, on craft projects and other things to make their lives more meaningful. And so this is a wonderful club, and welcome to the School of Aging Studies. Francesca Farias is going to be leading this club. She's the student who will be leading this club, and we will be announcing more information about this, about how students can become active in Forever Friends.
Thank you very much, Lindsay. Really appreciate it. Well, that brings us to the close of today's event. I really appreciate everyone tuning in. I know that the first time around, if we're online, it's okay. As we continue to stay online, there is some fatigue going in for sure. So I really look forward to being able to see everyone, maybe not shake your hand, but at least touch elbows or whatever it is that we do now. But I certainly appreciate you tuning in, and I again want to thank everyone for the great work you're doing. I want to thank our donors and sponsors for your help. I want to thank for all the great instruction and for all the great work to do high quality research and service to the community. I want to just check if we have any questions in here in our Q&A. Seeing none. Thank you again, everyone. Let's have a great year, and see you soon.